But one thing that you're kind of tag teamed a little bit in the way of timbre. Yes, you guys are in the same register, but out front, because the whole instrument gives this kind of, right? We're trying to emulate the bass, which is fine, but it needs to sound a little fatter. So sometimes when I'll walk bass lines, instead of this, I kind of open up a little bit more because we need a little bit, especially like brass. And maybe take advantage of the fact that you have more range down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe it's it takes a lot more air, but then you can do some cool things like. Imagine like a bass player is and the other benefit of that, because one thing that I noticed that was a little maybe not as tight, which is, hey man, we all have to grow. Time.
Yeah.
Fatigue. Brain. All these things get in the way of your time. Alright? So the first thing that I like to do, you guys probably already do this, but it would be beneficial to demonstrate. You guys know the best way to stay in time? Subdivide. No, not metronome. Metronome is a tool, but we can't rely on that. The musician is up here, so we have to gain. How does a metronome do it? Robotics, computers, mechanics, whatever, right? But how can we achieve that? The only way that I found up to date is subdividing. There's a little drummer living inside my brain. Pays the rent, I can't really evict him, you know? But he's there constantly filling in. Like, whatever my line is, the more you subdivide, there's this pocket and you just can't escape. And nobody has to hear anything but you. What does that mean? What comes out of your horn is what you're hearing, right? Like I said, the musician is up here, so I'll do that. Let's see. Just for now. It's 2 and 4 right there. Then I turn the volume way down. off. It's the greatest tool. It's so humbling. I didn't do it to show off how great my time is, but I'm showing you a tool. And find a way where it can be easy, maybe. Because this, I have to like do this. But if you have like a knob or something, it's the best thing. How about this? I'm gonna count you guys off. We'll do a couple choruses and see where you end up. Okay? We're gonna take turns playing the bass line. And remember, open up. It sounds too thin compared to what sound they're producing. Nothing, I mean, it's just physics. You know what I mean? And take advantage of the low notes. Okay? Smaller the subdivision is, the more likely you'll be in time. 1, 2, up, 1, 2, 3, and. Whoa! It's sitting. Now, so you guys, I can hear you have a lot of language. You can voice lead great. That's the best. You guys have all great voice leading and everything. The next step, obviously, you guys want to play outside. You guys want to find different ways to resolve, because it's still all about consonance and dissonance and rest and turmoil, right? Yin and yang, whatever. There's countless other analogies. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, to get to that next level, you have to like cover all these bases, right? Time is no different. Time is absolutely the same thing. In order to start stretching and pulling the time, which feels great, like when you're like pulling on time a little bit, but what happens is he informs you and you start sitting. Yeah. You know what I mean? You have to be the rock. It's not gonna feel the way it's gonna feel if you start dragging. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's almost like, you know, if someone's playing the same out changes that you're hearing on top, it's not gonna sound, it's not gonna have that same like, whoa effect. It's gonna be like, oh, he's playing the changes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So it's really important to find, I mean, we all have to learn how to teach ourselves, right? You guys have probably great teachers. I mean, I'm just assuming that because you don't get there at this age with nobody in your corner, right? Which is amazing. But regardless of that, regardless if your teacher was Chris Potter, regardless of whoever Bob McChesney, it doesn't matter who your teacher is. In the end, you know who the best teacher is going to be? Yourself. This is learning an instrument, being a musician is kind of the same as like being a carpenter. To me, if you're thrown into a situation to be a carpenter, yeah, you can learn a bunch of things in school, right? But is that the first chair that was ever made? Someone imagined that chair. Someone said, well, I like it when it dips a little bit so my butt don't hurt. You see, there was a problem with the chair. Someone made it better. Nobody taught that guy who invented the butt groove chair. You see what I'm trying to say? So wherever you're trying to get to, there is a solution. In order to get to that solution, you have to do some critical thinking and start thinking of what things you can work on to get to that place. Does that make sense? You guys are all playing great. I think one thing that I like to do, I like to write out bass lines. I've transcribed a lot of bass lines because I want to get variety. When I'm learning a tune, it's not just about walking one bass line chorus. Obviously, you guys are doing it over and over and over again, especially if someone wants to stretch. You know, great that you guys have chops, so nobody's sweating here. But, I mean, I know, I feel you, bro. Playing a brass instrument is no joke, especially when the horn is on your face that long. Oh, after a while, like, are you done? But we have to keep up with what our job description is. If you signed up to be the bass player, be the best damn bass player you can be. Right? You said it yourself. and on bass and piano and drums. You said it now, dude. If you're trying to do a job, do it right. I can't say I'm a carpenter and then I show up to the gig and the little piece of wood is like an inch too big, so the door won't close. Nobody's gonna hire me. Do it right. Do the job that you're signing up to do correct, right? And as improvisers, you guys are now, you've done a lot of the work to get there. How do you get to the next level? Well, it's time to nitpick. It's time to be really, really picky. I can already tell you guys are really picky because you're picking the correct notes to voice lead and even going outside of that, which is great, but you're still landing, right? Can you get better than that? Absolutely. So one thing that I like to do, bass lines, and then a steady stream of eighth notes. That's the next step. So obviously we're gonna have to come up with other scales that doesn't exhaust our range right away. For you guys, you don't have to worry about it, losers. But we do, and actually you guys do too. If you want to be musical, it can't just be. How boring would that be, right? I look at reading changes and navigating them almost like driving stick shift, right? So you're driving, and how smoothly can you get to that next gear? Well, if you're in the middle of a turn or something, maybe you have to go to a second instead of the root or the third or the fifth or something that you feel comfortable starting a bass line or just any lick on. Does that make sense? So I like to exhaust all the possibilities. Start a lick on the 1. Start a lick on the 7. Start a lick on the 6. It doesn't matter what it is, but find different ways, and even start on a note that's not in the scale. It's pretty much. Oops, sticky valve. Whoa, what? You see? Because we have to familiarize ourselves with where we are in the scale and how we can get to that next one, to voice it correctly, to honor our ideas. Isn't it nice to be able to think of something and to be able to play it? It's great. Everybody has unique ideas. Everybody in this room has unique ideas. But right now, those ideas, some of them are prisoners in your mind. We're playing like a game of hostages. We're trying to release as many of the hostages as we can. You guys have released a heck of a lot of hostages, but they're not all out yet. Will they ever all be out? Probably not. But guess what? That's the joy of this. The journey. Some guys are, I want to get there to the top. Good luck, bro. Never gonna get there. Once you get there, you're gonna be like, huh? Yeah, right? Someone once said after a concert to Freddie Hubbard, man, you sound great, bro. And Freddie's like, should have heard what I heard. It's true. So part of being a professional is learning how to take detours. Right? There was a tune, I can't remember exactly what happened. I think someone might have been on the wrong A or B. I don't know. You don't have to fess up, it's okay. But somebody didn't hit the right change. But what did you guys do? Stop playing. Listen. Here we are, right? When you can see with your ears, that's a goal right there, okay? And you guys are almost there. And then when you get there, you're still gonna be almost there. Then when you get there, anyway, rinse and repeat. So right now what I wanna do, I'm gonna keep this metronome going, but we're gonna take turns. A steady stream of 8 notes. Good voice leading, tasteful chromaticism. Nobody ever taught me the chromatic scale. Sorry. As far as like, that works with these, this kind of project. But you transcribe enough where you learn, from the 3 to the 5. Great. From the 3 to the 5. 5 to 7. Or, right? So, I just did all sorts of chromaticism, and after a while, it just rolls off your fingers, okay? So I'm looking for this. Okay? Any way you want, but you might land on a note that you didn't mean to make it work. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, bang. Ah, here, you gotta stay in time. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready. Yes, sir. Good. Now, the only musical thing about this is voice leading. As far as rhythm goes, eighth note. It's a challenge. It's not supposed to be making music, make the most beautiful solo. No, forget about that. It's an exercise. Can you go non-stop? That's the key. Can you perfectly know the changes? Also, what was a big difference? You hear your articulation?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. On the trombone, it's like, you should get all the handicap parking spots. But it is what it is. You chose it. It's the voice that you're hearing, and you want to do it. And there's nothing that's gonna stop. I mean, this is kind of just as dumb a little bit. So, but regardless, it's my voice. I don't care. I'm gonna just go with it, right? But you're gonna face some obstacles that they're not gonna have, right? That's why I transcribe sax players, because y'all don't gotta worry about it. I'm like, so, been studying that so I can do like. I gotta get that stuff down, because if I'm hearing it, I want to make sure that it's gonna come out of my horn. Number 1, articulation patterns. You gotta work on your skills like this. Forget about the triplet feel. Straight. Okay? Sounds like a triplet, right? It's not. I swear to you, watch. All straight. Okay, so don't try to play the most beautiful solo. It's an exercise. 1, 2, up, 2, 3. Yeah, let's give it up. These guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Now I've given you a couple things to work on and things that will help you in the big hall. Another thing that's going to help you exponentially, and this one's extremely humbling. When I play gigs, I put on my little video camera and I just put it right on me. There's nothing like going from the practice room and going in front of people. I don't have to tell you guys that. This is not your first rodeo. You guys get the nerves, right? The first thing to go, you don't relax. You gotta relax. How did I know that? Did I know that because I noticed it? Have you guys noticed sometimes you get tense? But did you in the beginning? Maybe not. Didn't feel, and you after the performance, you're like, what happened? What was different? There's things that you can't learn in the classroom. You just have to go out and play. And the scariest thing is to sit in front of a microphone and you see the red light. It's time to record. Oh, it's so scary. It is. It's super scary. Your nerves go like this, and then the easiest things you start messing up on. It's so frustrating. Super frustrating, right? The more I swear, I'll post a video once in a while, but I record myself. I probably post 0.01% of the videos that I take. You know, I watch them objectively. I'm not self-defeating. I do just to be funny. But you don't want to do that because that gets in here too. And that comes out in your playing. It's true. What I want you to do is record yourself, video record yourself. If you got it separate, my metronome is on my phone, so sometimes I'll just use my Mac or something as a metronome or vice versa. I record myself, I'll learn a new tune, whatever it is, and just watch it afterwards. How was my time? How's my sound? How's my intonation? These are the little details that I'm talking about. You guys want to get to that next level? There it is. It's the same things you've been working on since you were young, but tighter, right? That's how you get to that next level. That's how people notice. You're like, oh man, you guys all have the language. You guys have the potential to become professional musicians. But what can you do? Sometimes cats don't even know what to work on. Believe me, there's plenty of things. I'll do, right, in a different key. I gotta revisit that again, obviously, but there's always something to work on. And that's one of the things that will really help you too, is to go outside of your comfort zone as far as keys at work. You know, Clifford Brown used to write tunes in stupid keys. Why? Because he wanted to challenge himself. And it's great. It actually serves its purpose and then some, because one of the cool things that I found, the more familiar you become with all these really crazy keys, if you try to play outside, it's there waiting for you. Because those are the things you're going to go to anyway, right? It's really nice. It's really great. For this ensemble, I think I've covered the things that I feel like you guys can work on. But for this particular group, if you guys go on and do some more performances, besides thinking about your timbre and matching it a little bit more with theirs, as much as you can, obviously, you know, it's going to be different already. It's going to be better for these brass. Anyway, nobody got that, so. I would say maybe think a little bit about like the arrangements. You guys have really nice ideas, and the arrangements that I hear so far are great. But what if you did something like on Solar, maybe somebody harmonizes, or even the bass line could be included somewhere somehow, you know, and get away from it. After you lay down that bass line for the first time, everybody gets it. Oh, it's that tune. After a couple of choruses, maybe the bottom note can be a seventh one time in the middle of the line or something, you know? And that's gonna help you not only for this situation, but one thing that I noticed is that everything helps everything. Just do it. Just do different musical things. It all helps you. I played in rock bands. I'm like, what am I going to learn from that? Oh, I learned that, you know, there's a legal BAC. I'm just kidding. No, that's terrible. Anyway. But seriously, you can learn from any situation that you find yourself in. You just have to like look through that lens, so to speak. Right? And you know, one thing that I would advise you guys is to, you know, stay humble. Because I know cats that are the killingest, baddest dudes ever, and I just can't call them because they show up and it's just vibe. You know? What, man? Shut up, go home. I'll get somebody that's like less good than you, but we're gonna have a great time. You guys are making friendships right now. You guys are gonna hang out in 50 years. So remember that one time when that trumpet player was talking to us about that thing? He didn't know nothing. But seriously, you guys are forging friendships for life. For life, you know? And I'm sure we'll play some gigs in the future too, which I'm looking forward to that. But these will be closer than your own family. Sorry, parents. Nothing against you guys, unless you guys are musicians, but this is like a different level of connection that I found. Why? Because we speak a different language. And it's not the language of, oh, you play mandolin, cool, bro. No. We're musicians, we create. We don't need music in front of us. None of you are reading music. That instantly bonds you. That instantly takes away the distraction of the sheet music, and you guys are getting to know each other musically. You're learning from him. You're learning from him. You're learning from him. Everybody's learning from everybody. And you guys come together. You know how many times I've showed up to a gig and I play with a new guy I never met before. But after the gig, I know I love that guy. Why? Because he leaves space, because he's listening. Because he's generous, because he hears what I'm doing, and he's right behind me. It's really cool. It's awesome. You really forge some amazing, you know, friendships. So if you guys hang out the next time together, think about that. What can you do to soul art? Can I hear that one more time? I love the arrangement, but I'll stop you when I'm saying, hey, what if we do something like this? And the only way we can get that is we record it. Video record yourself doing it, you know? Because you guys have a really cool chemistry. Take it to the next level, man. Why not?
It's actually 4:55 past, and we're supposed to end bedtime.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry, guys.
Is there a group waiting for us?
No, there's no group waiting for us. Please.
Okay, do you mind if we go a couple more minutes?
Just 1 minute?
Yes.
Thank you.
2, 1, 2, 3. Where's the rest of your band? You don't need a rhythm section.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, pleasure.
Thank you.
It sounded beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah.